This time on Documentify TV. In the clay of ancient Japan, something stares back at us, and it doesn't look entirely human. These figures are called Shakōki-dogū. They were made in northern Japan, primarily in the Tohoku region of Honshu, during the final Jōmon period, roughly 1000 to 400 BC. At first glance, they are striking. Oversized, bulging eyes with narrow horizontal slits, heavy limbs, wide hips, proportions that are clearly intentional and clearly not naturalistic. These are not portraits. They were never meant to be. So the real question isn't what they look like. It's why a pre-literate hunter-gatherer society chose to make figures that look this way at all. The name Shakōki means snow goggles. It's a modern label applied because the eyes resemble slit goggles used by some Arctic peoples to reduce glare from snow. But that name tells us how we interpret the form today, not how Jōmon understood it. The Jōmon people left no written language, no captions, no explanations. So we have to be careful not to let a modern comparison become an ancient assumption. Despite their armored appearance, these figures are not technological. They're made from hand-coiled, low-fired terracotta. There is no metal, no glass, no composite material, no functional components. The dense surface patterns that give them a suit-like look come from cord marking, pressed twisted cords into wet clay before firing. This technique is so central to the culture that the word Jōmon literally means cord marked. In other words, what looks strange to us fits squarely within a long, well-documented ceramic tradition. There's another detail archaeologists focus on. Most Shakōki-dogū are found broken, often missing arms or legs. The pattern suggests this breakage was intentional, not the result of some time or accident. One leading interpretation is sympathetic magic, the idea that illness or misfortune could be transferred into a figurine, which was then broken to symbolically release it. That interpretation fits the evidence, but it remains interpretive, not confirmed. In the 20th century, these figures were pulled into ancient astronaut theories. The argument was visual. They look like suits, therefore they must represent visitors. But archaeologically, that claim falls apart. The materials are local, the techniques are consistent, the forms follow known Jōmon artistic development. There is no physical or contextual evidence pointing to technology, only symbolism. So what do scholars actually agree on? Most archaeologists interpret Shakōki-dogū as ritual objects, created by complex hunter-gatherer fisher societies during the final Jōmon period. The exaggerated hips and breasts suggest associations with fertility, protection, or healing. The breakage pattern supports a ritual function rather than decoration. But the limits matter. The Jōmon were a pre-literate society. Their belief systems were never written down. Their rituals were not explained for us. What survives is the material record and the questions it raises. The Dogū are not evidence of visitors from another world. They are evidence of how early humans used symbols to understand bodies, danger, and uncertainty. And maybe the most revealing part isn't how strange they look, but how quickly we try to explain them using ideas from our own time. If you want to see how archaeology separates scale, symbolism, and speculation, I'll link another case on the screen: the ancient copper mines of Lake Superior. That's it for today's video, folks. See you next time, right here on Documentify TV.